Hi Cancer, welcome to your September 2019 Astrology 33 reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And just to let you guys know, I actually won't be offering personal readings for a while. It's possible that by the time I post the October videos, I might start them up again. Not 100% sure of that yet, but when I do post the October videos, I'll definitely give you guys an update around that. And also, as far as the love readings go, those should be up around the Labor Day weekend, actually. So there's going to be a little bit of a delay with those. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up with all that. With that out of the way, you have a Celtic Cross spread in front of you. A lot of extra cards came out there. Looks like a pretty significant month for you guys. Pretty busy month. And we also pulled some Oracle cards, as always, and a mudra card. So there's plenty to get to. So I'm just going to get started with your main spread here. Starting with the main situation where we have the Eight of Swords. So this is actually a Gemini card. It represents the first 10 degrees of Gemini. And really what this is communicating to me is that you're stuck in your head, especially because for you guys, Gemini is your 12th house, which can, be a lot about things that are in your mind on an internal level that you're not necessarily ready to speak on or maybe even know what to say about them. And then there's also going to be a whole lot of activity going on in your third house this month. So that could be really what's going on there. Almost too much on your mind. You might feel like you're being bombarded with thoughts, really, and communication possibly as well. And maybe it has you a little bit unsure of which way to go. It seems like you'll come out of that energy relatively soon. So, I don't think this is going to be something that lasts too long, but at least at some point I have a feeling that this is where you're going to be on a mental level where, you might feel like things are coming at you from every angle. And this is going to be a busy month astrologically, so I'm not too surprised with that, but that's the main vibe I'm picking up on there. And then in the challenger obstacle position, we have the magician card. So to me, with this in the challenge or obstacle position, the way I view this primarily is almost saying that, there's too many things taken off for you at once, and you're really unsure of exactly which direction you want to go in. And these might have been things that you've actually been waiting on for a while, and maybe even to a certain extent thought that they wouldn't happen for you, and now they all seem to come in all at once. For those of you, for example, who are like, oh, I don't know, everyone's made a big deal about the North Node moving through my sign, but I haven't really seen any benefit to that, right? Might really start to pick up for you guys now. And what stands out to me even more is if we put the magician back in the spread the way that he originally was, I'm noticing that he's pointing at that Three of Wands energy, which is an energy of waiting for your ships to come in, right? Waiting to see some kind of results from work that you've already put in. And he's pointing at the Seven of Cups, which to me is almost saying, you were in this energy in the past of waiting for something to come around for you. Now it's almost like there's a whole lot. I mean, if we take this whole thing in its entirety, that seems to be the movement there. It's like almost, all right, I'm waiting, right? Stuck in your head. Then all of a sudden a whole bunch of things start coming in and now you're almost spoiled for choice. Like, okay, now I don't know which of these opportunities to take on, basically. So that's the main vibe I'm picking up on there. In the foundation position, this kind of seems to support that as well because we have the Six of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Temperance card. So it's a few ways that these cards can be playing out together. One of them, this could just be a flat out timeline talking about, this is a Leo energy, the middle 10 degrees of Leo. And this is actually a court card for Virgo. So what this could just be saying is, maybe trying to balance that energy for one, as we move in to the sign, from the sign of Leo, wherever, to the sign of Virgo, trying to balance those energies, feeling that energy shift. But another way this could be playing out too is saying that, okay, you're finally, maybe you've gotten recognition already, but now you're actually starting to see some tangible results of that recognition come in, whether it be money, for example, if, you've been getting praised on your job, maybe you actually see a raise for it at this point. If you applied for a job, maybe you end up getting the job, and that's where this offer energy comes in. And then that restores balance for you in some way, shape, or form. But another way this plays out for me too, this actually is the major arcana card for Sagittarius. And for you guys, Sagittarius is your sixth house. So obviously that could focus around work, but this can also focus around health. So some of you might have, for example, started a new exercise program, a new diet program, right? Maybe you're really putting in the work. Maybe you were waiting to see the results, right? Maybe it seemed like it was taking a while. And maybe now with Jupiter moving forward in that house, now you're finally starting to see the results of the work that you've put in. And people are starting to notice it, right? Like, oh, wow, you look like you lost some weight. Oh, you look like you're in great shape, whatever the case may be. And now, you feel like, all right, all of that work that I put in was worthwhile. So that's a few different ways the energies could be playing out. But overall, I definitely see this as a positive. Even if this just means that, something that you felt like you should have been getting an offer on, you finally do get an offer on it this month, and it has you feeling balanced and like, the wait was worth it, basically. Because like I said there, in the past energy, we do see the Three of Wands, which is very much that energy of waiting for your ships to come in, which is usually, you've put in a certain amount of work, and they're like, okay, I put in that work, now it's just time to wait and see the tangible rewards for it come in. So, given that in the present position we have the Eight of Wands, to me that shows that there is no lack of things coming in for you. Like I said, if anything, you might feel like it's too much hitting all at once. So just be prepared for that. Like I said, it doesn't surprise me in the fact that, all right, put it this way, in any given Virgo season, which is your third house, so you might find that might be a little bit of a busy season for you in general. And on any given Virgo season, you might have, obviously you have the sun there, and usually Venus and or Mercury might be there as well, because they're always pretty close to the sun. But then you also have Mars there, so that's the rare part. You don't always get that transit along with those other planets. So your third house is going to be really lit up. It's going to be aspecting all kinds of things in the zodiac. So that could be what's going on, where it just feels like a really busy month. You might be bouncing around from place to place. Oh, I'm with friends, I'm at the gym, I'm at work. Just feels like a whole lot of things going on for you. And like I said, at least initially you might feel a little overwhelmed and maybe even a little bit in the near future as well, because we have the Seven of Cups energy there, which is to say, you might feel like now you might start to get a little bit overwhelmed with all the options you have, and you're like, okay, I need to really pare this down and start to decide. I have to start picking and choosing here. I'm not going to just try to take on everything. And you could just have a little bit of confusion around that. And if this in a near future position, this can just be pointing to the energy of the full moon that'll be taking place in Pisces as well. So, this is technically a Scorpio energy, but I do view that as a bit of a Neptune vibe as well. So, it could just be around the time of that full moon when things finally do start to clear up for you. So, mid-month maybe is when you start to feel that little bit of a shift. And then I almost forgot to mention as well, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, more Sagittarius energy there. So, like I said, this could definitely be around work, health, diet, routine. Of course, Virgo is the natural ruler of the sixth house too. So there's that connection that you have going there between your sixth house of Sagittarius and the natural sixth house of Virgo. So could just be a lot of things taken off you in that regard. And like I said, I'm recording this on the 20th of August. So Jupiter started going direct a little over a week ago. So, as it's going direct for a little bit longer, it starts to pick up more speed, and like I said, it's going to be getting aspected quite a bit this month as well. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Devil, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. So there's a few different ways this can be playing out. For one, the Devil, that's the major arcana card for Capricorn. So for some of you, this can represent, let's take the relationship angle first, right? Since it is the seventh house. This, for one, could be saying that, you've really been focused on trying to get your relationship life squared away, whether getting into a new relationship, maybe even leaving one karmic connection, right? Because we do see the devil there, and starting a new connection. And maybe that was a lesson for you guys as well. Maybe it was that, okay, you were in a karmic connection that is, overstayed its welcome basically, and maybe there was a challenge for you to let that go finally. But with Saturn also, Saturn will be moving direct in the middle of September too. So that could just be saying if you passed Saturn's test, quote unquote, you might end up with a new connection that's actually a lot more on equal footing, as opposed to these people here, they're chained together. To me, that usually represents the karma, right? When we call it a karmic connection, that, you guys have to learn a certain level of lessons together. Once those lessons are learned, those chains are broken away, and that could be what you're feeling there. As far as, all right, you're free to start a new connection, a lot more light, right? Obviously, we look at the energy there, the darkness versus the light. And then with that Three of Pentacles energy, just saying that, you can actually build on that connection. And to me, I view this as a combination of Saturn and Venus energy, to where it has that long-standing potential that Saturn would provide, that stability, and then also that Venusian quality of something that you're pleased with aesthetically. So that could be what's going on there. Another way this could just be saying is that you've really been working hard at something, whether it be your career or, like I said, maybe even something around fitness and dieting. And maybe now that makes you, has you feeling refreshed now, because this is actually a Cancer card, the first 10 degrees of Cancer, and makes you feel like, you have the strength to build something long standing. Like I said, for example, just a practical example for those of you who were working on a diet or a new workout routine, and you were starting to wonder, is this really going to pan out for me? I'm not really seeing any benefits. Now you actually do start to see the benefits, and you're like, okay, this is something I want to stick with long term and keep building on it. And, another way this could play out as well, this could just be saying that you're actually, maybe there's a Capricorn that came into your life recently that you're trying to get things off the ground with them and build with them, since this is also a Capricorn card. But to me, with this being the middle 10 degrees of Capricorn, that's where Saturn is and where it's going to be moving direct. I would say that that's definitely what's going on there, as far as there's definitely going to be an energy shift in that area of life for you, 7th house stuff. All right. In the position of the environment's influence on the situation, we have the Death card. So to me, this can just point to, for you guys, Scorpio. This is a Scorpio card. Scorpio is your 5th house. And if we think about 5th house, that's that Leo energy of recognition, right? Maybe being in the spotlight a bit, which we saw that energy there. So to me, that's mainly what this could be pointing to. Just saying that now you're starting to get some of that recognition. I mean, like we said, we've seen it's going to be a pretty busy month for the majority of you. For others of you, this can actually be a Scorpio that you might be getting things off the ground with on a romantic level. That's another way that could be playing out. And maybe this is even just saying that in some way, shape, or form, you're feeling creative, and maybe you have a surge of creative activity going on with all that stuff in your 3rd house. And maybe that's where that magician energy is coming in, where, you're just getting an influx of ideas. You're not really sure even which way to necessarily go with them just yet, but, that's where your mind's at. And then for a smaller percentage of you as well, since for you guys, if we look at the Scorpio energy being, the natural ruler of the 8th house, your 8th house is Aquarius. So this can also just be saying that maybe around the time of that full moon, maybe something came to an end for you, and it could have been something that was overdue to come to an ending, since it is 8th house related. And maybe that's what ends up clearing up all these blockages for you, and you start to get that movement. So that could be the way it's playing out as well. All right, in the position of hopes or fears, we have the 4 of Cups, which is another Cancer energy. Actually, it's the last 10 degrees of Cancer. So if that's your placement, maybe this will resonate with you a bit more. The 9 of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So to me, in one way, this can just represent that, maybe, like I said, you're getting a lot of offers. Like if we said we want to make the practical connection, maybe you're just looking a lot better, feeling a lot better these days, right? Maybe a lot of offers are coming in for you. And maybe this is just saying that you're hoping to just stand your ground and not settle for less, right? Maybe, that Nine of Cups energy, to me, that's often an energy that represents knowing your self worth, knowing what you bring to the table, right? And not settling for less. And then maybe just saying that, you're just hoping for the right type of connection to come in for those of you looking for something on more of a romantic level. And, maybe this is just saying in general as well. Maybe you have been receiving a lot of offers that you just haven't been pleased with. And now you're just hoping, because this is considered the wish card for some people. You're just hoping for the right one to come around. Like I said, it does seem like there could definitely be some kind of shift in that area of life for you guys. So it wouldn't surprise me if that is the case, if that's what you're looking for. And then in the outcome position, we have the King of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the World card. So this is actually the Court card for Scorpio. So we see another Scorpio energy on the table again. So this could definitely be, like I said, maybe some of you actually have a Scorpio in your environment who might want to get things off the ground with you. So maybe that's where that offer is coming from, or maybe you wanted to connect with them. The Hanged Man energy. This is a Piscean energy to me. It's often looking at things from a different angle. And what this can really just be pointing to me, I feel this is more about astrologically speaking, because, like I said, everything that's moving through Virgo, all of that's going to hit Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So, that's going to be a very active area of the sky. We already see some other ninth house indicators because we have that Sagittarius energy, which is the natural ruler of the ninth. And then we had it down there as well with the Temperance card. So this could just be pointing to all that activity hitting Neptune in your ninth house as well. That maybe gives you a different perspective on things and represents some kind of a karmic completion for you. So again, like I said, maybe for some of you, it was an energy maybe in the past used to settle a lot more often, and with the North Node moving through your sign, it's been trying to get you to not do so anymore, right? And maybe now by doing that, maybe you even started to doubt yourself for a bit, like, is this really the right thing to stand my ground to this level, right? And now maybe all these things start to come in for you and you realize that it was worth it. You're looking at things from a higher perspective, like, oh, okay, maybe being a bit more controlling with how I offer my emotions and who I offer them to, maybe that is actually a smart play for me, right? And then that's the karmic completion that we could be seeing there. So overall, pretty good spread, I would say, regardless of how it plays out for you guys, but we'll see what the oracle cards add to the mix. So the first one we have is the Loyal Heart. There's the artwork for it, and the number is 35. Okay, let's see what it says. It says fidelity, loyalty, devotion. The oracle's message. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances of your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. So, pretty good message there. And a relationship message, for those of you if this resonated as more of a relationship vibe, that says, your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. So, pretty interesting message there as well. Hopefully that resonated for you. The prosperity message says, your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world of conditions where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans while remaining flexible, and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for a joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. So that's definitely an interesting message there, because what really stuck out to me was when it was saying your long term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world of conditions. And that was somewhat of that vibe I was picking up on, where I was saying you had that Three of Wands energy, like, you've been really waiting to see the result of some work you've put in. And then, like we said, with the Six of Wands energy shifting to the Knight of Pentacles, and then Temperance is just saying that, that work you have put in actually starts to show off in a tangible way. And like I said, I gave you some different examples of that I could be playing out. So hopefully that resonated for you. All right, next we have from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, you guys got Cow Spirit, and it says the miracles are endless. There's the artwork for it, and the number is 15. So interesting, 15, that's also the number of the Devil card. So this can again be pointing to some shifts in your 7th house. All right, let's see what it says. It says, you are at a beautiful point in your life today, for your needs are being met effortlessly and in so many ways. Fully embrace this truth by focusing on all you have right now, including the positive relationships that sustain you, the work you are proud to do to contribute to the world, and the activities that inspire you and nourish your soul. Cow Spirit nudges you to pay attention, because this is the perfect time to focus on choices, actions, and behaviors that you know feed your soul and bring your heart contentment. Now is also the time when you will see many of your projects and commitments that were set in motion in the past begin to yield valuable gifts that will bring you joy and love and sustain you for a long time to come. Stay positive and share your well-being with others. The more you share, the more you will manifest, so be generous. Cow Spirit promises you will never run out of miracles. Definitely a pretty solid message there. I do like how it mentioned, projects that you've been working on. Now they actually start to yield some results, because, like I said, that's really what I was picking up on with that Six of Wands shifting to the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Temperance energy, the Three of Wands energy. And like I said, you almost might feel like you're spoiled for choice. So all of a sudden, the wheel starts spinning, no pun intended, with the Wheel of Fortune, and now you're like, oh, okay. All of a sudden, things start to move almost all at once, which, like I said, your 3rd house is lit up. That's a lot of Gemini style energy, so you can imagine how that might feel. All right, and then the last thing we have is your mudra card, and you have the Ushas mudra. This is the mudra right there. The keyword for it is productivity. I'll just flip the card over so you can get some additional info on it. All right, so yeah, it says awakens body and mind in the morning hours, increases creativity and productivity, benefits the pelvis and reproductive organs, increases mental clarity and alertness, harmonizes the endocrine system. So hopefully you guys get something from that. If you are interested in looking into that mudra a bit more, I will put in the description as always if you wanted to look into it. And we'll wrap up there, guys. Like I said, it looks like a pretty solid month. So good luck with all that, and I'll see you all next month. Bye.